If you are struggling with how to release the golf club, flipping at impact, or losing distance and consistency, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to release the golf club properly through impact and why most golfers get the club face release completely wrong. This simple golf drill will help you to stop slicing, add distance, and finally compress the golf ball like you see the pros, without changing your entire golf swing. Let's get straight into it. So the most common release that I see with amateur golfers on a daily basis in the lesson studio and online is an early release. So a breakdown of these angles, they get the club head overtaking the hands too early. You get these sorts of looks here where the hands are too far back, there's no shaft lead. And that's generally because of an open club face. So if you have an open club face somewhere in your swing, you're gonna want to try and square it up to find your target, because if you don't, you're going to hit that big horrible slice. So to square the club face up, you get these flippers that get the club catching up too early, and that's what squares the club face. But it also increases that dynamic loft, which might make you hit it high, and it will compromise that low point. So you might start catching the ground before the golf ball, hitting fat shots, and even more extreme, you might miss that ground, start hitting up on that golf ball and thinning it and hurting your hands. So before we get to the simple golf drill, I just need you to check your grip and your wrist angles. For your grip, really simple, club wants to be at the base of your fingers, which will then allow you to see 2 or 3 knuckles on this lead hand. Bottom hand thumb sits nicely in the palm, which will then create a V between your thumb and index finger, which should point somewhere towards your trail shoulder. And also, if you want to improve your grip, make sure you go and check out GX golf gloves. They're using premium golf leather for a fraction of the price. And make sure you use code Lockey10 to get 10% off. Changing that grip is going to help you strengthen that club face and stop you wanting to flip that golf club towards impact. And also just double check your wrist angles too. We don't want to see much cupping of this lead wrist at the top, because look at the face. It starts to open and add loft. Try and get that lead wrist nice and flat and strengthen that face as well. Right, let's get into how to release the golf club properly. What do we actually want to see? Well, once you get to the top of your backswing and start your downswing, by the time you get to hands level with your trail hip, we kind of want to see this lead arm and club lining up. Okay, so around here, if I put it in line with the camera, as I swing down, my hands hit level with my right thigh, and the club and my lead arm line up. That's going to stay like that through impact and to around 4 o'clock after I've hit the golf ball. Okay, so imagine I'm a clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock around here. It's going to stay in that position until around here, and then the club's going to start to overtake and release to your finish. So again, just moving in line here. If I go around here, lines up, stays lined up until around 4 o'clock, and then still my arm and club are all in line. Little side note, if you're looking at the best players in the world, pictures, videos slowed down, and they have this sort of angle between their club and their lead arm, it's probably because they've taken a divot. When you take a divot, that interaction with the ground is going to slow that club head down, but your hands are still going to carry on at a similar speed. So you'll get this illusion that there's an angle between the club and your lead arm. Whereas if they were hitting off a strike mat, something with less friction, you won't have that club slowing down as much, which will then keep it in a nice line between that lead arm and that club. So let's get into the simple golf drill. What I want you to do is slow your swing down. Slow your swing down enough to be able to stop around this 4 o'clock mark. Now, obviously, what we want to see is this club lining up with this lead arm when you've stopped. We don't want to see this overtake of the golf club and passing by the time you get to 4 o'clock, and we don't want to see this handle drag either. We want to see that club lining up by the time you get to 4 o'clock. So you're literally just going to chip a few balls forward. Doesn't matter what club you've got. I've got an 8-iron in my hands. If you find it easier to do a slower swing with a more lofted club, use a more lofted club. It doesn't matter. I'm going to slow it down as much as I can and try and get this club lining up by the time I get to 4 o'clock. Don't worry too much about strike. For the moment, you just want to see that club lining up. I went a little bit too far there. Let's try another one, really slow it down. Nice, everything lining up, and a good strike on that one too. If you find it a little bit difficult, don't worry. You can also do a little preset drill. Add this in as well. So first of all, just try and stop around that 4 o'clock mark and see where your release is. Is it in the right place? If it is, great. Start to build it up now. You can increase your speed a little bit. You could also preset the club before you start. So I like to go to here, preset it, then swing back and try and match that point again. So I'm going here, back, hit and stop. Here is where I want to be, back and stop. That club lining up with my lead arm nicely. And then once I get really in the groove of that, start to build it up into your swing and start to hit some fuller shots. And again, don't be scared to do this little preset. Right, that's where I want to be. Feel that club releasing, and you might be able to see there, tiny little draw. Thank you. And just keep building it up. And you might find that on the golf course, in your practice swings, you'll do this sort of thing. Right, I'm going to start here, and that's where I want to get to. And through. And then get into your ball if you're on the range, this sort of thing. Bang, here. Lovely strike. And that felt a little drawy too. Tiny bit left start direction, but a nice draw. It's a really simple way to understand how to release that golf club. And I personally like adding that little preset in before you swing back, just to get the understanding of where I want to be. Yes, this one's great, just slowing it down, but add this one in as well as you start to build it up. Let's do one more. Here, back, try and reach that. Oh, that was struck nice. Yes, please. Simple drill to help you understand how to release the golf club properly and get into the right sort of positions. Let me know in the comments down below if this simple drill helps your game. I would love to know. And as always, if you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed yet and you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free and it helps me to continue to make free content just like this to help you lower your scores. Hit the thumbs up, turn your bell on and hit that hype button as well. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks all for watching. I'll see you again.